Greetings. I haven't sent that in forever. But anyway, this is just going to be a little quickie one. I hope I can ramble along for fucking hours and hours and hours. Can you please review my distribution? It's something that I think a lot of content creators get, especially under Linux. And most of the time I say no. It's kind of the default, and I think a lot of people are like that. And here's the thing, I will kind of explain why a lot of people say no. If you keep asking, it's off-putting, okay? If you keep asking, please, can you, please. I've had people, like, when I had like 10 subscribers, I had people fucking doing that to me. I can only imagine how you big guys out there and girls are getting bombarded with those kind of messages. Ask once, and wait. If you really want a content creator to look at your distribution, here's how you do it. Every time you have a new release, like an important release, ask them. Don't ask them every week. If you update your ISO every week, don't ask them. Ask them like once every 2 or 3 months, or once every 6 months, or something like that. Because then we don't get fucking tired of listening to you. And here's another thing. And this is on a more technical level. What makes your distribution stand out from anyone else? Why do people, ask you this, why should people watch a video about your distribution if it's the exact same thing as anybody else's distribution, just with another theme and wallpaper on it? It's not interesting. A good example here. I can review Easy Archer. I can review Arch Linux GUI. I can review, is it Storm OS or something like that? I can review a lot of distributions, and if we just take the Arch Linux GUI and we take Easy Archer, they are almost identical. Esnik has his scripts that makes his stand out, and the Arch Linux GUI is doing a little bit customization. But other than that, it's Arch Linux with a desktop on it that's installed via Calamaris. So if your distribution is Arch Linux or Debian or Ubuntu with a desktop on it, that's being installed via Calamaris or Ubiquiti or some other installer, and that's all it is, you are now the same as 99% of any other distribution out there. So why should I look at your distribution when it's the same as Easy Archer or the same as Arch Linux GUI? Just with another theme on it, an icon, or logo, or name. People are not stupid, they can see that. And another thing is, why would people watch that? Nobody would watch me or anyone else for that matter basically review the same distribution over and over again, because you're going to say the same thing. If your distribution is a respin of Easy Archer with nothing else than a theme and a wallpaper on it, the only thing I can go and talk about that's difference between Easy Archer is the theme. And how long does it take to talk about a theme? And how often do people want to listen to a fat idiot talk about a theme? People get bored of that shit. So if you really want someone to review your distribution, do something special. Do something no other distribution is doing. Because then I get excited. Other people get excited. And then we want to review your distribution. Most of the time, why people say no is because the distribution you are making is not doing anything different. It's just the same cookie cutter, run-of-the-mill distribution based on this fucking distribution with another theme and wallpaper on it. So why is your more important than the thousands or hundreds of other distributions? Because I like your theme better? You kind of see what I'm saying. It's kind of like, oh, drive this car. Yeah, it's a nice car. It's actually really good. It's handling well. And then I come next. Oh, we got this new car you should drive. It's the same car. Yeah, but it's blue this time. Okay, you try it out. It's a new car. It's blue. Yeah, but it's not the same. And then you drive the car. It's actually the fucking same. You come a week later. Oh, we got this massively better new car, and it has alloy wheels on it. It's not a new car. It's the same car in blue with alloy wheels on it. No. It's totally different. That's how Linux distributions are. It's the same car with a different paint. You would get bored of watching that. I know you guys are proud, and girls are proud of what you have done. Be proud of your creation. but also be realistic. You can't become the next Steve Jobs, Richard Stallman, Linus Torvalds, Ubuntu, anything like that, if you're just taking Ars Debian Ubuntu and putting a theme and an icon set on it. You have to do something that the competitors are not doing. Because when you're making a Linux distribution and you're throwing it out there in the world, you are competing for users in a really, really small user base. Any Linux distribution is competing for the same users. The only distributions that really draw new people into Linux is like Fedora, Manjaro, Ubuntu, maybe even Arch to some extent, Mint, Sorian, it's the big distributions. Your little distribution is not going to... You may get one new user into Linux. They get thousands, okay? So if you want to compete with them, do something they don't do. And here's the kicker, that takes a lot of fucking skill. It takes a lot of knowledge about Linux. It takes coding skill, administration skill, it takes a lot of skill and work. It's not something you do in a day. It's not something you do in a week. You have to put a lot of fucking work into it. And that's the problem. People don't want to do that. They expect that they theme Arch Linux, and now they can outcompete anyone else. Not really. And I'm a little bit sad that I have to be this voice of common sense here to some extent, but do you really want the same with like a mobile phone? Do you really want a phone reviewer to review the same phone over and over again just because it comes in a different color? And the sad reality within Linux is that 99% of Linux distributions out there are meaningless. They don't do anything different from what they are based on. And they if you took them all up and put them against each other, and I spun you around, and I put the same icon set and the same theme on their desktop environments, and again I spun you around so you almost puked all over yourself, and I told you, what distribution are you running right now? You'll say, oh, it's Arch-based. Yeah, but what distribution? You could not give me any distribution. Or you could say, oh, it's Ubuntu or Debian-based. Yeah, but what distribution that's Ubuntu or Debian-based? You will not be able to tell the difference. And if you can't do that, your distribution is irrelevant. I'm sorry to say it. It's the reality of it. Can you get people to use it? Yeah, everybody, there are people in Sahara that buy sand. Okay, there are people living with fresh water around them that buy water. My brother's one of them. We have clean running water in our fucking hoses, and he's still buying fucking tap water or bottled water. You can... There are gullible people out there that you can sell whatever you want to them, But you have to have these things in mind. So put in the work. Do something different. Do something that makes us excited about it. Because if you are excited, but no one else is excited, that's a little bit of a problem. But if you are excited, I am excited, and other people are excited, now we're getting somewhere. You get what I'm saying here? It's really hard to hype up an Arch-based distribution with, let's say, Cinnamon with Arca theme on it and Papyrus icon theme. So asking for reviews is a really bad thing to do if you don't have anything to bring to the table that nobody else is doing. And that's it. Anyway, see you all later. Bye bye.